As I had stated that sometime in July 2023, it was on a Saturday where I had gone to my late mother's grave, situated in Bredell, and on my way back, I had parked just in the street that I live in. I had a neighbor who was sitting on the passenger seat when three accosters, came to the vehicle that I was driving. The one came onto the driver's side. The one sat behind me at behind the driver's seat, and the one had caught or rather closed in the passenger that was sitting on the side. And after seeing that firearm, and when you work with firearm, you think that you have it under control up until it happens to you. So he cocks a firearm, points at me, and then he reaches to switch off the ignition, but he cannot because it is those push-start button vehicles. And he instructs me right then, ukuthi cimi moto, meaning switch off the car. I'm very confused. I'm puzzled as to what is happening. Am I being mugged? Are they taking something? What is it that they want, these people? So the three guys, the one that was sitting on the passenger side, they then take him to place him at the back seat. And I'm now being shoved to sit on the passenger seat, where the one that had cocked the firearm initially then gets onto the driver's seat. They then drive off with us, but in the vehicle there's only four of us. As to where the third person had gone, probably back to the vehicle that they had came in. And so they drive the car past my house, and the entire time things being said, it's things that, they would want information on the phone. It's things that, I'm a problem at work. I'm wondering as to say, how am I a problem at work? We drive, they take us to Ivory Park. The driver then parks on the side of the road, but by then, I'm confused. When you have an out-of-body experience, it be out of fear, it be out of whatever that comes with it. I had passed out, and seemingly these guys, the only thing they were mainly concerned about was my phone. They had even
can you please explain the out-of-body phenomenon? I've heard people use that term. I'm not quite sure what it means.
I'm unable to do anything. I'm numb, I'm mute, I'm not responsive. I'm trying to even make sense of how I could even project this thing that I was going through. But in essence, I'm so out of it that I'm even unable to respond, to even lift, to even make a sound.
But you continue to see or perceive what's going on.
I continued seeing everything that was happening. I had saw them drive past my house. I would even direct as to say which streets they used going there to Ivory Park. But upon the Ivory territory, I'm not so familiar with it. But that's where the vehicle eventually came to a stop. And whilst halted there, they tried getting the neighbor now to open my phone and said that, but the information sifuna kule phone. I'm thinking, what information would that be? Why would I be in possession of any information that anybody would want in that element? Commissioners, this must have been one of the most scariest things by far, because I'm hit with this metal object, a firearm. I have another one sticking out on my neck.
When you described it earlier before we adjourned, you said you felt a sharp object.
Correct.
In your statement, you said you felt a cold object.
Correct.
Yes,
It was a
yes.
cold object that had a reflection, a silver reflection on it. So if you just take a glance at it, you would seemingly think it's a knife under the circumstance, only
you,
to
thank
discover it is a firearm. And when we got to Ivory Park, and from recollection, you know, they had then taken my phone, they had taken my wallet, but what puzzled me the most, it's the fact that I even had my bank cards in there. They could have easily accessed money from them. I'm driving a brand new vehicle that still had a temporary permit at the back that they could have taken. So what exactly do they want? They didn't come there for the car. They didn't come there for the wallet nor the money. But the ultimate thing that was being said consistently was the phone that had information. As to what information, it is still unknown to me.
Thank you, Colonel.